Welcome back to the Visions of Visionaries. I'm your host Aisha, and I'm really excited about today's episode. Therapists aren't magicians, but they do help us in understanding ourselves better. And it's my pleasure to have Yasmin as my guest today. It was an instant connection when I met her, and I can go on and on about her. But you know what? Let's get started with our show. Come on, let's go. Hi Yasmin.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming here. I'd like to introduce a segment to you. It is Visions of Visionaries, and it's a pleasure having you on our show right now. I hope you're feeling happy and
Absolutely.
You're excited.
I really am. I really am. I'm truly honored to be here. It's good. Thank you.
So tell our audience a little about you. So who is Yasmin?
Okay, so I'm a British Egyptian psychologist. So I've studied in cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay.
And I went through like the untraditional route a little bit. And I studied in clinical hypnotherapy and neurolinguistic programming.
Okay.
I also have a community online, so it's called Inspire with Yaz. That's where, because I'm a really passionate writer.
Okay.
So that's where I do all my writing, as well as like being able to share things to inspire people, to break people out of toxic cycles, to provide that sort of safe space online, because a lot of us are online nowadays.
Yes.
So we do need that safe space
So true. Everybody
to heal.
is.
Yeah, exactly. To heal, to grow, to share stories.
Right.
So that's where it is.
That's amazing. Tell me something about your journey. How did you choose this career?
Yeah, I love that. So the journey. So first, I started with psychology in the beginning because I chose to study psychology because, like, growing up, I was an extremely sensitive child, and I was very empathetic, but at the same time I had a lot of very low confidence.
Oh.
So I remember feeling a little bit alone in that sense. I remember wanting to understand my behavior a bit more and being able to help other people who felt that way. That's why I studied psychology in the beginning. And then I dived into, after going through the traditional psychological route of like training to be in like psychotherapy and cognitive behavioral therapy, I worked with clients and I felt like something was missing. It was kind of one layer.
Okay.
So I decided to then go through the untraditional route of clinical hypnotherapy, which there is a bit of a stigma towards.
Yes.
And neurolinguistic programming, so it's like the analysis of words and how it has an effect on our minds.
What hiccups did you face and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, so with every journey, we all have like challenges, we all have bumps in the road. So one of the first things, because my first job I actually worked as a school therapist.
Okay.
And I actually built the department from the ground up because there wasn't that there. It was actually here in the line in UAE. Okay. So that was the first job, and for me, I realized that there was a lot of pressure there. Right. And that's when I also realized when like a normal sort of traditional job wasn't for me. Okay. So that's when I started to venture out, started my own business, started doing client sessions online, and then started the community online as well. So one of the biggest hurdles was kind of going into a route that wasn't already paved for me. Okay. Because it's like everyone has like a path. It's like school, university, 9 to 5, marriage, kids. That's the type of pathway that we all have.
Exactly, and especially for women, I think that's it's already there because generations of women have gone through that. You grow up, get married, have kids, then you're it's like you get out of your parents' house and the whole thing is revolving around a stranger who you don't even know. Absolutely. And then your kids.
Yeah. So self-development and empowerment is so important during those years. Yes. But we're not taught that in school. And our cultures, a lot of cultures, Arab culture, Asian cultures, they don't really have that importance. They don't place any importance on that. So that's where it was. I think
how was explaining this to kids when you worked with kids? How did you help them to venture out and pave their own path?
Yeah, so the first thing is actually to believe that it's your life. Right. It's not your parents' lives. It's you're not living someone else's life. And I've seen a lot of clients and a lot of adults in general who live their lives for other people. True. And then they wake up one day and they're like, what is this? Like, they're not truly happy. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people have midlife crises, because the choices that they made were not their own. It was based on family expectations, on culture, on society in general. Right. So it was one to actually help them believe that they have the power themselves to actually make choices, as hard as it can be, because of course it's not like going against your parents or going against your society, but it's in the end you're the one that's going to be behind closed doors, you're the one that's going to wake up to your own life every single morning, and if you're not happy on the inside, then no one else around you is going to be.
Tell me something, if Yasmin was not a therapist, what would she be? What would Yasmin
I love that question, actually. So I'd actually either be two things. I'd be an archaeologist, because I love ancient ruins and the mystery of ancient, like I'm fascinated with like ancient Egypt and the mysteries that they held, and there's just so many questions. So I would absolutely love that, but I don't like the heat or being outside for too long in the hot weather. So I was like, I don't think that's my job. Or I would say like a physicist to study like quantum physics or something. Me and my husband always like to like discover more in. So it's like something like that in another life. I would be studying that for sure.
You never know.
You never know. Life is long.
Exactly.
But you sharing your story alone can actually save someone who's going through a hard time or who's gone through like a separation or family issues like from before. Sharing your story can inspire that. So you're actually changing people's lives, but in a different way.
Yeah, and that's what the whole thing about the Visions of Visionaries is, that your thoughts, what have you been through, how you came out of it, and how your thoughts and your journey can change somebody else's journey as well.
I love that.
How long have you been in UAE?
I've been here for around 6 years. So we moved from the UK to Al Ain first, so I moved with my family, and then moved to Dubai just last year.
What are you expecting out of UAE? What have you seen in the past 6 years? And now that you've shifted to Dubai, what are you expecting out of Dubai?
Expansion and like growth, because that's actually what happened to me as soon as I moved to the UAE. Like, because I lived in the UK my whole life, and I felt the energy there wasn't really a match for me. So when I came here, there was like this energetic match, and I felt like expansive here, and that's when a lot of my growth journey actually developed, is when I moved here.
That's amazing.
And I read a lot, and there was like, here there's always something going on. Every weekend there's a workshop, there's a conference. There's all these growth opportunities. And what I love about like the UAE or just Dubai mainly is because the way it kind of makes the impossible into possible. Like they have a vision, like here, like the vision of Visionaries, and they make it into reality. So it kind of gives us that hope that anything that we want, we can also create into reality and make the impossible, possible.
So true. As a therapist, what has your observation been about the people of the UAE, and what would you advise them to do or to change?
I think the main thing that I love about the UAE, like the people here, it's very accepting of different cultures. So like when I first moved here, like I met people from South Africa. Like I've never met someone from South Africa, and I met people from different countries, and it's like that acceptance that they have for all types of cultures, which is so beautiful. And the only thing I think that we'd love to enhance here would definitely be, not just here, but I think that the Arab region in general, it would definitely be like the mental health stigma. It's definitely developed a lot. It's been better than it was. But the stigma is still a little bit there. So us to work on that, definitely, especially in these communities, and empower people to look after their mental health, to actually prioritize it. Which is so important. So that'll be my main thing, I think, that we can enhance here.
Has choosing this career helped you in advising your family members? Do they listen to you?
Being a therapist. Honestly, it's actually helped me learn more about myself, because an important thing that I think we realized early on, that we can't change people. So the only person that we can change is ourselves, and we can only change our reaction to things. So by studying in psychology, being a therapist, I'm still learning a lot about myself and my own triggers and my own what affects me. So it's helped me with my relationship with my family, because I understand myself a lot more. And understand what kind of annoys me and what isn't. So because we can't change that, I can only change how I react to certain things. So advice-wise, not really.
You don't listen to me.
It depends. It really depends with family. We all kind of bounce off each other when it comes to advice, and I like respect my parents so much and their advice a lot as well. So I actually seek their advice a lot more.
Tell me some of the goals that you'd like to achieve in 2022 in regards to your digital footprint, because I know now, due to pandemic and everything, you have gone online. So when you say online, what are the goals in that area that you'd like to achieve?
Yeah, no, I think now one of the main things is like if you're not online, you don't exist.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it's like we have to actually move forward and be online. Every business should be online.
Right.
So my aim for 2022, because I'm currently writing a book.
Yes.
So having more like books and ebooks out there online for people to learn from, as well as enhancing that community and like nurturing the community I have online so far on social media.
Okay.
So definitely having more like impact on there and moving that, like using my online footprint in a sense to actually create more physical events as well.
Okay, got
so that's one of my main things, definitely.
Okay, that's nice. So what is the preferred social media platform to reach out to your audience? So which is your best go-to app or go-to social media that you use a lot?
Instagram, for sure. And at first though, I was very anti-Instagram. I remember like before I started my the community and things like I wasn't really into that social media side of things, which is crazy. But then when I realized this was like the way we had to move forward, and then I could use it for good, because there's a lot of negatives to social media. If you use it in the wrong way, if you follow the wrong people, it can affect your mental health. It can affect you constantly comparing yourself to all these people's lives. But if you follow certain accounts, if you have certain communities, like I've met amazing people through social media and been part of communities and so it can be for good as well. So for me, it's definitely Instagram. I think that's something, and that's why I see myself growing in as well.
Okay, amazing. So you know what Brand Platforms is, right? So if you had a company like Brand Platforms helping you with your digital footprint and with your goals, you think you'd reach your goals faster? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think with any form of success, you need a support system. And sometimes that support system can help you with your weaknesses. For example, so like if someone I had to learn from scratch how to build a community on Instagram, and it took time. I did courses, I did like online. I was living on YouTube. Watching all these videos to learn how to connect to a community as well. So having that someone like the agency here to help you, it can definitely kind of fast track things. And to tap into the weaknesses that person might hold and to help them. So that's really good.
How easy or how difficult is it to get your point across or reach your target audience through social media? Do you find it easy or do you find it difficult?
At first, I found it difficult and then when I realized I had to be very specific of like my niche and who I wanted to target, which for me was women. Women, especially like young women, that was my target. Because as a young woman myself, I know the struggles that they have gone through and they are currently going through. So at the beginning, it was quite difficult to be able to know where to find that. But then after I did my research and being able to like niche down exactly to where they would be, where would they hang out, for example. So when I used to live in the line, I actually contacted like a yoga studio and like a holistic center, because women will be there. And I was able to do like sessions there. I was able to do like a masterclass here. So I was able to connect. I used to so I think like the young woman of the person I want to help, where would she be? And then go to those type of like atmospheres, or go to those events, or go to those centers, and be able to connect with them there. I met like people, like I met an amazing girl from Canada that had me on like her YouTube channel like a few years ago. So it was just kind of one thing led to the other. And with social media, it's just it's like endless the amount of people that you can meet. So we met on social media, exactly.
What is next for Yasmin and for Inspire with Yas?
So finishing my book is the first thing. So finishing my book and having it out there to be able to support people as much as possible. It's actually based on the lives that society has shaped us, like what we just spoke about, having this system that we're all in, and trying to break free from that system, that 9-to-5 system, that settling for a marriage system, that people like settling in general as well. We all have this kind of mindset, or like the traditional educational system as well. So this book will help you break out of those systems. So that's the first thing. And other things, just for writing a lot more books, hopefully. And just continuing to nurture the community on Instagram, as well as I really want to move into, it's actually my husband inspired me to do more like women-based workshops, like physical workshop, helping them to heal, helping them to gain confidence. So a lot more like physical women-run like workshops.
That's nice. I would love to volunteer for that.
Absolutely, I would love to have you.
Who has been your biggest inspiration?
I have many, actually. So I'm grateful to have many. I think when it comes on a professional level, I would say Brené Brown. She's like a researcher and author, and she's actually one of the first people who began to talk about having vulnerability as a positive thing and being sensitive as a positive thing. She has many books and many YouTube videos that anyone can check out. And on a personal level, I definitely say my husband. He definitely inspires me a lot to his passion, his drive, his just resilience and continuous growth really inspires me. My parents, because they always wanted us to grow, they always wanted us to become better people, and they were always there to support and always have that unconditional love and support. And then my sisters, honestly. My younger sister, she's like that other generation where they're like very confident and they're very like not afraid to be themselves. So I think my younger sister for sure, and my older sister is actually a new mom, and inspires me for her just to see what she's like with her baby and juggling life and a new baby and family and just everything. So I'm grateful to have that massive support system.
What's the vision you foresee for the young girls and women out there? What's the advice, or what would you like them to keep in mind to go on to their journey?
That they're always one decision away from a different life.
So
it's up to actually them. They shouldn't be waiting to be saved or rescued. That they can take the power into their own hands and actually begin to do that themselves, and to realize that we actually have so much power that we don't even know inside us. That it's just insane the amount of things that we can actually do, and to reach out to other communities who you want to be like. So if your current friend circle are quite disempowering, or quite, everyone's in their gossip, their drama, just, very low kind of energy, then you can always reach and surround yourself with more uplifting people. And I know it's easier said than done.
It's not easy.
Like I moved to Dubai only a year ago, and I'm still cultivating that community myself. But to definitely be mindful of what you consume, and that includes energy and the people around you. And that they are literally, they have the power themselves, that they can actually begin to change their lives and become the person that they truly desire to be.
That is amazing. And we are so happy to have you on this episode of ours. And as much as we can, brand platforms would like to help you get to your goals faster. And we wish you all the best for your community and for Inspire with Guests.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here. Honestly, thank you very much.